Hello. So today we're going to be working on ordering real numbers. Our sample question, and what I want you to do is I want you to take a piece of paper out and I want you to write along with me while you're doing this, okay? Let's get started. We are ordering the following numbers in least to greatest order. We have the 5/12, -1 and 1500ths, the square root of 14, 9/2, negative square root of 8, and 40%. Step 1 says you're going to convert all numbers into decimal form. Then we want to match up their decimal format. And what we're talking about there is that we want to look at decimal place value and make sure that they're all the same so that we can compare them. You're going to get your calculator out, and we know that when we see 5/12, we're actually going to plug into our calculator 5 divided by 12. So you punch in 5 divided by 12, and that's going to get us a repeating decimal. 41/100ths, but in the thousandths, this is repeating. So I'm going to write all this down until I get ready to compare the decimals in order. The next number is already in decimal format, so I'm just going to write down, being sure that I line up my place values. Then I'm going to do the square root of 14. When you're looking in your calculator, you're going to have to hit the second button and then find the square root symbol, and the square root symbol looks like that, and type in the number 14. When we do that, we get the number 3, 7, we get a non-repeating decimal. So I'm going to write 3 decimal places, 3 place values after the decimal. We have 9/12, 9 divided by 2, that is 4 5/10. The next one we have is a negative square root of 8. So that negative is going to hang out on the outside of the square root. We're going to go ahead and do the square root of 8. And that gives us 2, 8, 2, 8. And again, it's not repeating, so I'm going to stop after 3 decimal spots. And then 40%. Well, when I'm looking at percentages, percent means per 100. So 40% can also be written as 40/100ths. So it can also be written as 40/10/100ths. The other way to look at it is you take these 2 spots here, move your decimal point over there, and you get 4/10. Okay, now I've got all my numbers in decimal form. Okay, I want to look and make sure that they all have 2 place values after the decimal. So I'm going to readjust my place values. And since this first one is a repeating 6, I'm going to change this. I'm going to write them up here so that they're all together. I'm going to have 0 and 4, 2. I have to round that up. 6 is bigger than 5, so I'm rounding it up. The next one is 1.15. Then I have 3 7/74, 4.5. No, wait, Miss Harrell. There's no other decimal to put there. You're right. We have to put a 0 is the number we have to put there to compare. Then we have a -2 and 8. Oh, this 8 here means that we need to round that up. Is that 8.3, and our last one is 0.40. Okay, now we have all our decimals and we're ready to move on to the next step.